Okay, morning guys. I'm going to show you a couple of tricks that I use for paint. I have to say I'm not a professional painter. I hate painting. I really hate painting. This is what I do to make life a little easier. Number one, new can of paint. I always put holes around the ring here with a nail. That way when paint goes down in there in that seam, it'll just run right through. This is primer. All stuck to the bottom. Nice, huh? Now the biggest time saver I have is freezing my paintbrush and my roller. When I'm done with it, I put it in the freezer. Now someone's going to say that's going to stink, it's going to stink up the freezer, and really it don't. I've been doing it for years. The wife's never complained once, so that should tell you something. Especially if you knew my wife. But here's an example. I put everything in a plastic bag. That's why it don't stink. This is the blue paint. It's an oil-based paint, so it never freezes, right? So that brush is ready to use right now, straight out of the freezer. Here's the roller I'm going to be using today. I haven't used this roller in about 5 months, I think it was. And it's been frozen many times. So as soon as I'm done with it today, I'll stick it right back in the freezer, ready for the next use. No cleaning rollers, especially with oil paint. They're a real pain to do. Water-based paint is a little different. This here is a latex white paint, and they freeze. The rollers too. See, that's frozen, right? So you really got to plan ahead with the latex ones. It takes a while for it to thaw out. Here in Thailand it's about 5,000 degrees, so that's not an issue. It thaws out pretty quick. But with the oil-based ones, they're good to go right away. And it sure helps, you know. You stop for lunch or whatever, just throw the roller back, the roller or the brush right back in the fridge or in the freezer, and take it when you go back to work. And like I say, you can do it as many times as you want until that roller is worn out. She's coming. A few bad spots still. Getting there. As you can see, I have a little bit of work to do. Now the next trick, I got this from a painter actually. I saw a guy do this. This is a plastic 1 gallon bucket. Oh, it's still wet inside. The oil base still come in the middle can, and it's got the ring on it, the old style paint can. The plastic, I don't know about everywhere, but here, if it's a latex paint, water-based paint, it always comes in plastic now. And normally, you can get 1 gallon, 2.5 gallon, 5 gallon buckets. A screw right here. You see on the angle? Because it's not bad with a small bucket, you just set it across, no big deal. But with a big bucket, like those guys, they don't, the professionals, they don't take the paint out of a 5 gallon bucket and put it in a tray or a small bucket or something. They use straight out of the 5 gallon bucket. And that's where they store their brush when they're not using it. And it works good. You know, you just put it on the inside, it don't matter. Unless the can is full, and then you have a problem. But you know what I mean? With a 5 gallon bucket, it's only the first couple inches you're going to have a problem with. And it works perfect, you know. It's just the little things in life, you know. This one's got to go back in the freezer, the blue one too. I'm not using those today. I'll just I'll wrap it up. She's done. Around and around and around and around. And it's really stuck right in the middle. There's a big lump. It's like watching paint dry, but more boring. Alright guys, I hope that helps somebody. And there's water. As always, thanks for watching.